Hi, hello everybody. So this is section 5, dealing with finding the equations of the line. And I'm going to show you the different types of problems that we're going to see in this section. And they're right here. We have 4 types of problems. And all of these 4 types of problems are going to be solved using this equation right here, which is y equals mx plus b. We call it the slope-intercept form. The reason for that is the m here that you see represents the slope, and the b, the y-intercept. Y-intercept being the location on the line where it crosses the y-axis. Now, we also need to know something from the previous section, that slope, in order to find slope, when we have 2 points, is given by this equation right here. Okay, so I'm going to leave it right here because we're going to need it. So this is slope. The 4 different types of problems that we're going to see, and these are the only 4, is that we may be given a slope and a point, and we need to find the equation of the line, or we are going to be given 2 points, or we're going to be given 1 point and information that our line is parallel to another, and we're going to be given 1 point and that our line is perpendicular to another. In the event that the 2 lines are parallel, our line is parallel to another, the 2 slopes are the same. And if our line is perpendicular to another, then our slope has this relationship to the other line. Okay, so this is in essence, these 4 problems are in essence the whole section 5. So if you know how to do these 4 problems, you should be okay for the homework and for the exam. So let's begin. I am going to show you exactly how to do this. And let's take a look at the first type of problem, which is type 1. Remember, we are given 1 slope and 1 point. So this is what the question might say. Write or find the equation of the line that has slope -2 and passes through the point -3 and 4. Now, you're always going to begin the problem with this, because the equation of the line that we want you to find is going to have this format, the y-intercept form. In this case, they already gave us the slope. So the problem becomes very simple, and the equation is already this way. Y equals -2x plus b. Y minus 2x because the slope is -2, and here is my m slope. All I have to find now is b. And this is going to be the case with every single type of problem. We are going to find slope. In this case, it's given, and we're going to find b. Now, so how do we find b? To find b, whichever type of problem you have in this section, it's always going to be done the same way. You're going to use the point that you are given, and you're going to find b. Now, how are you going to do that? Because this is a point, the -3 represents x, the +4 represents y. So we're going to substitute these 2 values for x and y, and we're going to find b. So in this case, x is -3, y is 4. So I am going to write 4 equals -2 parentheses, -3 plus b. Okay, so now look, I have a single equation with a single variable. I can find for that variable. So 4 equals -2 times -3 is 6 plus b, -6 on both sides. And I have 4 minus 6, which is -2. I found b. Your very last step is to write the final equation of the line. So here is my -2x, and here is my -2. So this is the equation of the line dealing with problem 5.2. That's all you have to do. You need to find y equals mx plus b, and you need to know what m is, and you need to know what b is for your particular problem. Once you do that, you are done. There's nothing more. It's very, very simple, and you're going to follow the same procedure for the other type. So this is type 1, when a slope is given and a single point. Let's take a look at type 2. okay? In type 2, same type of problem, write or find the equation of a line that passes through the points. I am given now 2 points. I am going to begin the problem the exact same way as I did before. I need to find M, I need to find B. In this case, I don't have M, but I have the 2 points. So, and we have to remember that formula I gave you just a few minutes ago to find the slope between 2 points of a line passing through those 2 points. I am going to call this x1, y1. I'm going to call this 2 x2, y2. So follow the formula y2, -2, minus y1, which is 4. x2, which is -2, minus x1, which is -1. Now be careful. This is the minus from the formula, but the point is -1. So make sure you put parentheses around. So I have -2 in the numerator, -4, -6. And I have -2 minus -1. It's +1. So I have -2 plus 1, which is -1. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. 6 divided by 1 is 6. So now I found the slope between those 2 points. Once I have the slope, I can immediately write 6x plus b as I did before in the previous type of problem. And now how do I find b? Well, as I said before, you're always going to find b by using the point that you're given. In this case, I have 2 points. I can choose whichever point I want. I am going to choose this one because maybe I think it's easier. Again, as before, -1 is x, +4 is y. I'm going to replace these 2 values in this equation, and I am going to find b. So 4 equals 6 parentheses -1 plus b. Same as before, -6 plus b. Add 6 to both sides because I am solving for b. And 4 plus 6, 10. I found b. I already found m. So my final equation is 6x plus 10. Okay? So this is the second type when I am given 2 points. When I'm given 2 points, the very first thing I'm going to find is the slope between those 2 points. I did in this case. I am going to go back here. I am going to write the slope I found, and I'm going to use one of these 2 points to find b. Once I do, all I have to do is write the final equation, and the problem is done. Okay? So very simple, very straightforward. This is all you have to do for type 2. Okay, let's take a look at type 3 now. In type 3 and type 4, I am going to be given a single point and an information about another line with respect to the line that we want. So this problem says, write the equation or find the equation of the line that is parallel to another equation and pass it through this point. I'm going to begin the same way. And I need to find these 2 things, the slope and the y-intercept. Now, b, I am going to find, as before, using the point. But I'm not going to do this yet. Okay, I'm just showing you that b, we always find using the point given. How do I find the slope? Now, in the previous case, they gave us 2 points, and we used the formula. In this case, we don't have it. But we have this equation. So whenever we're given an equation and an information about an equation with respect to our line, that information is either going to say that your line is parallel or is perpendicular to the line that you're given. When the two lines are parallel, the two slopes are the same. So all I have to do is find the slope of this line. Now, how do I do that? Well, if I write the equation of the line in this format, whatever number that multiplies x is my slope. So I'm going to write or rewrite this equation in y equals mx plus b form. And to do that, I'm going to do minus 2x on both sides. And I am going to divide everything by 4. These two 4's cancel. Simplify this fraction, minus 1 over 2x plus 7/4. Now, notice that this equation here is not the equation that we want. This is the same equation that you were given right here. But the advantage of this format is now I can see the slope. And this slope, minus 1 over 2, is identical to the slope of my line, this one over here. Why? Because the lines are parallel according to the problem. So when the lines are parallel, we have to remember this, the slopes are the same. So from this, I immediately go to y minus 1/2 x plus b. All I have to do now is find b. Notice the b here is not this 7/4. This b is the b of this line right here. How do I find the b from my line? Using the point -4, 3. -4 is x. 3 is y. I'm going to make the substitution. And as before, I'm going to solve for b. Okay, so 3 equals -1/2 times -4 is positive 4 over 2. I'm going to write it 4 over 2 for now. And I'm going to simplify 4 over 2. And I am going to subtract 2 on both sides. And I have that b is 1. So now I can finally write my final equation, minus 1/2 x plus 1. This is the equation of the line that is parallel to the original line given passing through the point -4, 3. Okay, so important, this is type 3 problem. When the lines are parallel, the two slopes are the same. Okay, and now let's take a look at the last type of problem, which is very, very similar to this one. And the only difference now is that the lines are not parallel, they are perpendicular. Okay, so write the equation or find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to 3x plus 2y equals 4 and passes through a point. Again, I am going to begin with mx plus b. I need to find m, I need to find b, and you already know by now, you should know that to find b, I am going to use the point given, but I'm not going to do it yet. I first need to find m. To find m, I am going to use the fact that I am given this line. I need to write this line into slope-intercept form, and I need to find the slope of this line. So as before, I'm going to put it in slope-intercept form. And I'm doing this because I need to know what the slope of this line is. I'm going to divide everything by 2. And I have this line right here. This is not the line that I want. This is this line right here, 3x plus 2y equals 4. But I know that my line is perpendicular to this. So this is what you're going to do. This is your M1, if you want. To find M2, when the lines are perpendicular, this is what you're going to do. You're going to multiply this value by -1. So minus a -1. And you're going to flip the values. So 3 over 2 is going to become 2 over 3. Professor, do I always do that? Yes. If the lines are perpendicular, you're going to multiply this by a -1, and you're going to flip the two values. 3 goes to the denominator, 2 goes to the numerator. So minus times a minus is plus, times 2/3, 2/3. This is the slope of your line, okay? So I am going to write it here, just as I did before. And again, all I have to do now is find B, and you know how to find B. We're going to use the point 6, -8, okay? Y is -8, X is 6, and I need to solve for B. So -8, this is 12/3, which is 4, plus B, -4 on both sides, and I have -12. All right, so once I found M and I found B, I can write the final equation, which is 2/3 X minus 12, okay? So this is the last type of the problem when the lines are perpendicular. So just to recap, same as before, you are going to rewrite the equation given into y equals mx plus b form. And once the lines are perpendicular, you're going to multiply whatever the slope is. So for example, if the slope was 1/4, if this slope was 1/4 and the lines are perpendicular, you are going to flip the values, 4/1, and you're going to multiply by a minus. So the slope that you would want is -4. Okay, once you do that, you go back into the original equation that you're trying to find, use the point given to find B. And you would find the answer, which in this case is y equals 2/3 X minus 12. So these are the 4 types of problems that you need to know. You won't get anything else on section 5.